It's a wet old day in England. You can see the rain is falling down. Here we are again. Hello everyone. Nice to see you back where you belong, right here with me, sitting in front of your mobile devices and your computer screen, ready for another English Addict, which just happens to be coming to you live from the birthplace of the English language, which is, of course, England. Here we are again, everybody. It's so nice to see you here live. Yes, right now at 5 minutes past 2 o'clock on a Friday. And I know what you're thinking. You are saying to yourself, Mr. Duncan, this is very strange. You're not normally here on Friday. Well, I am today. It is the last day of March and I couldn't resist coming on to say hello. So here I am now saying hello to you, and I hope you are having a good Friday. I hope your Friday is a special Friday. I hope it's a super Friday, and I hope, because I'm here with you now live, I hope your Friday is absolutely super duper. I really do. By the way, if you're wondering who is that weird man, my name is Mr. Duncan. There I am. There is my name, and now you know who I am. I don't have to say it again for the whole of this live stream. And I love the English language. You might say that I'm one of those up there. I like English very much. I love all of the words from A to Z. All of them. They are ever so nice. And the reason why I come onto YouTube is to talk to you live. Of course, you are able to talk to me as well live on the live chat. Just in case you don't have the live chat box on your screen, you might have to refresh the page. You might have to open the page again, and then you will see the live chat box. It is a very wet day. We are having so much rain at the moment. Every single day this week it has rained, and in some cases it has rained more than once. We've had a lot of showers this week. Anyway, it doesn't matter because we are here together right now live from the birthplace of English. And yes, we have made it to the end of the week and also the end of the month. It's Friday. Oh. Friday is here. I hope it's a good one for you wherever you are watching in the world. And for those wondering, because I'm sure someone will ask, Mr. Duncan, does this mean that you are not here on Sunday? It does not mean that, because I will be with you on Sunday as well with our usual live stream. So yes, I am with you on Sunday. And of course, hopefully, Mr. Steve will be joining us on Sunday. You may have noticed already there is no Mr. Steve, sadly, and this is amazing. Can you believe it? He's ill again. He's managed to catch another cold. And the reason for this is because he's joined a lot of clubs, a lot of singing groups. And you know what it's like. Lots of people around you, some of them are ill, and they cough and they sneeze all over you. And you know what happens. Eventually you catch someone's cold or fever. And that's what Steve has managed to do again. Fortunately, this time it is not COVID. So that is one good thing, I suppose. He's had COVID twice. Is that possible? Can you have COVID more than twice? Can you have it 3 or 4 times? I'm not sure if that's actually possible. I know my mum had it twice. She did. Hello to the live chat. Can I say hello to you all? So many people here already. Thank you for joining me. I know this is rather unexpected for some people, but yes, we are here again. Can I say hello to, oh, very interesting, Claudia. Guess what? Claudia is first on today's live chat. I suppose I should give you a lovely round of applause. I'm just trying to think. Is this the first time you've been first? I think you've been first on the live chat in the past. I think so. And I suppose I should also ask the question that a lot of people always look forward to Claudia answering. And that question is...
What's cooking, Claudia? What have you got in the pot? What's cooking, Claudia? Is it something spicy and hot? Is it something salty or not? Oh, Claudia, what is in the pot?
What is in the pot today, Claudia? Please let us know on the live chat. We are always interested to find out what you are having. Now, we went out earlier this week to do something that wasn't exactly a very happy thing, but we did manage to try and cheer ourselves up. We did have some food, some junk food. I'm going to admit it now, and I know what you're going to say, Mr. Duncan. You are supposed to be on a diet. I am on a diet, and I'm hoping on Sunday, I am going to weigh myself on Sunday to see how much weight I have lost, because I was getting a little bit large around the stomach area. I was putting on a lot of weight, so I've been trying to do it. But earlier this week, we actually went for a KFC. Very nice. We don't do it very often, but I have to say, if I had a choice between KFC and McDonald's or Burger King, I would always choose KFC. I don't know why. I do prefer Kentucky Fried Chicken to McDonald's. I don't know why. It always seems as if their meals are better value for money. Anyway, something very strange happened. We went into the restaurant and they were having trouble putting through all of the sales. Unfortunately, their computer system had gone down and they couldn't accept any payments. So they called their management, and the management said you must close your store straight away. So they did. However, all of the people that were still inside and were still waiting for their orders were allowed to have the food for free. Can you believe it? So can I say a special hello to all those who were working in the Stafford branch of KFC earlier this week? Thank you also for the free chicken. We really did appreciate that, to be honest. It doesn't happen very often where you suddenly get free food when you go out for a meal, but it did happen. It's quite nice. Has that ever happened to you? Have you ever been somewhere and instead of paying for something, you've actually got it for free? Now, I know sometimes if you go to a restaurant, for example, and perhaps you complain about the food, then maybe sometimes you will get the food for free. Or maybe if you are not happy with something, maybe the service in the restaurant was bad, you might actually get a reduction of your bill, or maybe you will get the food for free. So that's what happened the other day. We actually had some free chicken and some free cookies at KFC because they couldn't take any payments, which was rather nice, to be honest with you. Can I say hello to Vitas? Hello, Vitas is here as well. Hello, thanks for joining us on the live chat. We also have, Luis Mendez is here again, watching in France. I hope you are okay there. Can I just say, Mr. Steve and myself, we have been talking about the big meetup that we are hoping will happen in June in Paris. If you have been watching the news, you will know all about the fact that there are some slight disturbances at the moment taking place in Paris. A lot of people very unhappy. But we are hoping by the time June comes around, there won't be any trouble. I hope everything has been resolved by then, so we will see what happens. But yes, as far as we are concerned, the trip and the meetup in Paris is still going ahead in early June. And if you want more details, please send me an email. Thank you very much. Who else is here today? We also have Mosen. Hello, Mosen. Was it your birthday last week? Was it your birthday last week? Did you have a good birthday? I hope so. Hamda is here as well. I love Oran is here. I'm not sure what Oran is. I think, isn't it orange? Isn't it orange in Malay? Maybe. Nabiel is here as well. Thank you very much for joining us. Hello also to a normal GD player. I don't know what GD is, but I'm sure it's a good game, whatever it is. Hello also to Florence and also to Joyce. Hello, Joyce. Joyce Lynn. Hello to you. Where are you watching? We also have Christina, who says, I feel sorry for Mr. Steve. He's not very well. He went to the doctors yesterday, and she said to Mr. Steve, you have got a poorly chest. You need something rubbing on to your chest. So I think I will be very busy later on applying something to Mr. Steve's chest to make his lungs a little better. Hello also Florence. Hello. Amadou is here as well. And also, who else is here? Majid. Hello Majid. Nice to see you here as well. Florence is here as well. Apparently, Florence and Vitas are talking about people who snore at night. It is a big problem, especially in relationships where a couple are sleeping in bed together at night. They are having their lovely sweet dreams. But unfortunately, quite often in a relationship, you might find that one person snores. They make a lot of noise when they're breathing. Quite often if you breathe through your mouth when you are lying down, quite often you will produce a very annoying sound, snoring. I think one of the biggest problems, or possibly one of the biggest disagreements in relationships, especially long-term relationships, must be snoring at night. Maybe if one partner wakes up in the night, they are disturbed by their bedmate or their bedfellow snoring away. Very annoying, actually. It can be very annoying, yes. Hello also to, who else? Jurshid is here, even though I keep mispronouncing your name. I think it's Zurshid, isn't it? Is that right? Anyway, it's all right. We're all friends here. Oh, I see. Palmyra says, once when I was in the UK, a bus driver let me have a free trip on the bus because I didn't have enough change to pay the bus driver. Well, these days you can have all sorts of ways of paying for your bus fare. You can even use, I think you can use your credit card now when you get on the bus. I think you can just put your credit card on the machine. Hello also to Biba. Hello Biba, nice to see you here today. By the way, if it is your first time, please let me know. Please tell me, Mr. Duncan, it's my first time here, and I might give you a round of applause or a lovely happy wave. We will see what happens. Would you like to see something nice? We were out yesterday, Mr. Steve and myself. We had to go into town, and also we had to go to the doctor's with Mr. Steve. But on the way back, I noticed that there was a rain shower. There was a lot of heavy rain in the distance falling. And I looked very closely, because wherever there is heavy rain, and if you have sunshine, there will also be a rainbow. And I was lucky enough to be able to film this particular sequence out of the window of the car as we were driving along. Would you like to have a look at it? Okay, here it is right now. Isn't that lovely? So that is something I filmed yesterday whilst driving back from the doctor's with Mr. Steve, who was feeling not too well. But I have to say, that rainbow really did cheer me up, because I've been a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for, unhappy this week, a little bit down, because I am at the moment arranging my mother's funeral. But the rainbow yesterday cheered me up, and I couldn't resist showing it to you today. The video is around about 4 minutes long, so we're driving along the road and I'm filming the rainbow that is far away. And I think the music really does match the rainbow and the actual scene very nicely. I think so. Anyway, I might put that onto my YouTube channel as a full video. So I might put that on later on. I will see what happens. But now we have something else to say. Hello, Majid. Majid, thank you very much for your super chat. And can we have a little celebration there for your joining in today and also asking a question? Which is your favourite drink? Is that for me? My favourite drink? Well, I do like milk. But to be honest with you, I often go through phases with my food. So I will eat a certain type of food or a certain type of drink for a short period of time, and then I might start eating or drinking something else. But at the moment, I will tell you what I'm doing at the moment. One of my most favourite drinks right now, of course, is making my own smoothies from fruit and vegetables. So I've decided to become very healthy, and can you believe it? I know if you watch me regularly, you will know that I don't like a certain type of fruit. I do not like bananas. I'm not a big fan of bananas. However, I have started putting one banana into my smoothie, and I have to say, it tastes quite nice. I don't like eating bananas raw. However, in the smoothie, in my little fruit and vegetable drink, the banana tastes quite nice, to be honest. It adds a very nice flavour. Joyce. Hello, Joyce. Mr. Duncan, it is my first time here. Welcome, Joyce. It's nice to see you here as well. Nice to see you here, Joyce. And also, once again, thank you to Majid for your lovely super chat. I do appreciate that very much. Yes, I will put the rainbow video onto my YouTube channel, and then you can watch it as many times as you want. It actually goes on for a very long time, for over 4 minutes. Today we have an interesting subject to talk about. Have you ever bought anything new? So I'm not talking about something that is old, or maybe something that is second-hand. I'm talking about something new. I have something here that I bought only a couple of months ago, and already it has broken. It stopped working. Here it is. So this is the item that I bought around about 2 months ago. I think I bought it at the end of January. So yes, it will be around about 2 months I bought this. And it is, of course, something you use for opening tins. It is a tin opener. Brand new. It wasn't cheap. It was quite expensive because the brand is a well-known brand. And there it is, you can see it on the handle. But already it stopped working. It's broken already. How is that possible? How is it possible in this day and age? How is it possible to buy something brand new and then it breaks after just a couple of months? So Steve has told me that I should send it back and get a replacement, or of course a refund. But I'm not very happy about it. So has that ever happened to you? Have you ever tried to use something that you've bought and you've only had it for a short time, and then suddenly it stops working? It stops functioning. Maybe part of it falls off. Maybe it breaks completely. So this is me this morning trying to open a can of condensed milk. And you can see here, when it comes on the screen, you can see that I am trying my best to open the tin. But it doesn't work. It won't open. I'm turning it round. You can see there is a handle on the side that I have to turn. But unfortunately, it isn't working. It is not opening the tin, which is rather annoying, to be honest. So I've only had this for about 2 months, and already it stopped working. And you can see I'm getting very, very frustrated there because I can't get my tin of condensed milk open. And if there's one thing I love having condensed milk in my coffee. So what about you? Have you ever bought something? Have you ever bought something from the shop? Maybe a new device, maybe something that is electrical, maybe something that is supposed to make your life easier, like one of these, for example. But after a few uses, it stops working or it breaks completely. So it does seem these days as if things have been built to fail rather than last forever. So I've had this problem in the past with many different types of things. Another thing that I've bought recently, and I've bought many times in the past, are clothes pegs, things that you use for hanging your washing. And they always break after 2 or 3 uses. So that they start to fall apart and they break in half and they stop working. They stop doing their job. So it is annoying when you buy something new, especially when you pay a little bit more for it, because there is, of course, the notion, the idea that if you buy something that's expensive, it is supposed to be better quality. But it would appear these days that is not the case, even if you spend a lot of money. Hello, Christina. Christina is here as well. I have bought a pair of expensive shoes and they broke immediately, and I had to replace them with a new pair. Shoes. I find shoes really annoying. First of all, when you buy new shoes, they hurt your feet for months and months until they become soft. So I never like buying new shoes, and the main reason is because they hurt when you wear new shoes, because they're stiff, they're hard to walk in. But I have a pair of shoes, a pair of black shoes, and they are literally falling to pieces. In fact, they are a pair of shoes I bought many years ago when I was in China, and I've had them ever since, but now they are starting to fall to pieces. They are starting to look very worn. So I don't like buying new shoes. I find it rather annoying. Hello, Mr. Duncan. If you are using the phrase, it is as easy as taking candy from a baby, have you ever tried taking candy from a baby? Well, it's not easy. I can't say I've ever tried it myself, but I would imagine it wouldn't be easy, because if there's one thing young children enjoy, it's eating sweet things. And some people still enjoy it. I'm not saying who. I'm not saying that it's me. But it is. It is me. So if you say that something is as easy as taking candy from a baby, we mean that something is easy to do. Maybe it is something that is easy to achieve, or maybe something that is easy to carry out or do as an action. It's as easy as taking candy from a baby. Oh, can I say a big special hello to Mika? Hello, Mika. It is nice to see you here. And I think now it is better for you to join me because the clocks have now gone forward. So because we have now changed our clocks here in the UK, I think it is more convenient for you to watch us on the live chat. So hello, Mika. It's nice to see you here watching in Japan. If you look behind me, you can see there are lots of colours coming out as spring continues here in England. And the particular plant you can see behind me, that actually behind me is magnolia. It is a pink magnolia bush. And all of the flowers are now slowly starting to come out, which is lovely. Andrew has a very similar problem to me. I always feel awkward when I have to return things to the shop. You are right. It is a very hard thing to do. Some people don't like to complain about things. I'm not very good at it. I will be honest with you. That's one of the wonderful things about sending things back. If you bought something from Amazon, you can send it back and you don't have to talk to anyone. You just put it back in the box and then send it back. And you don't have to explain it to anyone. So I do like that. But yes, it is very hard to return something in person. So maybe if you bought something from a shop and you have to go back, and you might feel a little nervous. Maybe they will refuse. Maybe they will tell you that you can't return it. So some people are not very good at complaining about something, or if they want to get a refund over something as well. So yes, you are right. It can be awkward. And I think these days many people do throw things away. It's easier. I think we live in a disposable society, or maybe a disposable world where everything can be thrown away and we can buy a new thing. However, if something is not very old and it breaks, then I think it is always a good idea to return it. And then you can get a replacement, or you can get a refund, I think. So here we have a lot of very good policies in place for people who buy things. So you have a lot of time to return things if they are faulty or if they don't work very well. I've been looking through some photographs over the past few days. I found a photograph of myself taken at a time when I wasn't taking many photographs of myself, and there aren't many pictures of myself during this particular time. So we are going to look at that in a moment. Palmyra says, my husband bought a little cordless floor cleaner. It was €69. Oh, I see. It isn't even unpacked. Oh, I see. So you've spent money on something and you haven't even used it. So that also happens when we are talking about waste. Sometimes we waste our money on something. We buy it, but then we never use it. In fact, I'm going to say something now, and I know I shouldn't. Mr. Steve wants to buy a bread maker. I don't know why. This is his latest idea. This is the thing that Steve wants to do. He wants to start making his own bread. And there is a machine you can buy that mixes the bread and then makes it. It does the whole thing. Isn't that amazing? So it's a machine that does everything for you. It makes the bread. However, I said to Steve, you do realise that you have to do this maybe every day or every couple of days, because we do eat a lot of bread. And of course, the problem with fresh bread, if you make it yourself, it will go bad very quickly. And I think if Mr. Steve buys a bread maker, what I think will happen is he will use it maybe 3 or 4 times, and then he will stop using it. And eventually, we will have to find a place in the cupboard to put it. So that's normally what happens. Mika is enjoying the beautiful colours at the moment because it is, of course, cherry blossom season in Japan. Quite often, in fact, it can be much earlier than it usually is. It all depends on what the temperature is. So if the temperature is warm, you might suddenly find that the cherry blossom will come out suddenly. Can I say hello to Florence? And also Beatrice is here as well. I bought a system to water my plants when I travel, but it was terrible. And it was so inefficient. Something that is inefficient is something that does not perform very well. It is not a thing that does the job very well. It is inefficient. Maybe something that takes too long to do something can be described as inefficient. It is inefficient. It is something that wastes time or maybe wastes energy. It is inefficient. But yes, it can happen. Even if something works very well, it still might not be very good. It still might not perform the job that it's supposed to do. You're right, yes. So even if something works very well, you still might find that it doesn't function or it doesn't provide a very good service. Hello, Govind Patel. Hello, Govind. Nice to see you here. Watching from India. It's so nice to see you here. Welcome. Is it your first time? Let me know, please, on the live chat. We are back on Sunday. Hopefully Steve will be here. I will be weighing myself. I'm going to weigh myself on Sunday morning, and I will let you see what the result is. I am hoping that I've lost 1 stone. I hope so. I hope I have lost around 1 stone. We will see what happens on Sunday, so please join me for that when we find out how much weight I have lost over the past 3 months. We will see. Who else is here today? Andrew says, if Mr. Steve won't use the bread maker, but it's working. It can be sold with some kind of discount on eBay or something. So there is no problem. Can I just say I have never sold anything on eBay. I've never used it. I've always felt a bit nervous. I don't know why. But I suppose many people these days find it very easy and convenient to sell things that they don't need anymore. But I think that is a good suggestion. I think it's a good suggestion anyway, that if Mr. Steve does not want to use the bread maker, we can always sell it on eBay or somewhere else as well. However, I suppose it's worth mentioning there are things that we own and we use that we've had for a very long time. So there are many things in the house here that we've actually had for maybe 20 or 30 years, and they still work very well. Hello, Tien. Hello, Tien. Tien, where are you watching? I wonder where you are. You might be in Vietnam. I wonder where you are watching at the moment. Oh, by the way, have you noticed I am now putting YouTube Shorts onto my YouTube channel. So there are short videos that last around 60 seconds where I give you some information, maybe a new word, maybe a new phrase, maybe I explain something concerning the English language. So look out for my new YouTube Shorts, and I will be posting maybe 2 or 3 of those every week. Beatrice, are you in the mountains? Did you manage to get away and have a nice time in the mountains, I wonder? Hello everyone on the live chat. Yes, it is Friday. I know it's a very unusual day. We don't normally do this. Here it is. Here is the picture that I found a few days ago when I was looking through some old photographs with my sister, and I found this photograph of me. It is a little embarrassing because I do have a lot of hair in that photograph. Here it is. Would you like to see it? Oh my goodness, look at that. Who is that handsome man? That, believe it or not, is me. Taken many years ago. I must have been around 17 when that photograph was taken. So it would have been taken in around 1982. So that photograph of me with lots of hair was taken in 1982. I know what you're thinking now. You are all trying to add up on your fingers how old I am. It is time to test your mathematics and see how old I actually am. So there I am. There is a photograph, and I haven't seen that photograph for many, many years. In fact, I remember when that picture was taken, I was actually on holiday with my family, and we went away, but also my grandparents went on holiday at the same time. So we were all on holiday at the same time. I think it was Blackpool, a very popular holiday destination here in the UK. So there it is, a picture of me, and I have lots of hair. I used to have so much hair. It was very hard to cut and wash. Nowadays, I don't have to worry about it because I don't have much hair left. But yes, you see, I was young once. Once upon a time, I was a young person. Tomorrow, by the way, I'm not with you tomorrow, but tomorrow is a special day, especially for those who like playing tricks and jokes on others, because tomorrow it is April Fool's Day. Tomorrow is the 1st of April. And a lot of people will be playing tricks, jokes. They will be doing things to trick another person into thinking something is real when it isn't. And let's face it, you might say that these days most of us have April Fool's Day every day, because these days it is very difficult to work out what is real and what is not. Anyway, here is a short video explaining what April Fool's Day is and why we do it. We all like to have a laugh once in a while. I know I do. However, some enjoy it more than others. One of the ways of raising a titter is to play a trick on someone or to prank someone into believing something that is not true or real. Fortunately for those who enjoy playing the occasional prank or hoax on others, there is a special day put aside for just such an event. Of course, I'm talking about April Fool's Day. April Fool's Day occurs each year on the first day of April. On this day, people will play tricks and pull pranks on each other for fun. Most of the pranks are harmless and cause no real upset, while some create anger, outrage, and even mass hysteria. There have been some rather adventurous pranks played on the general public over the years. For example, in 1980, the BBC reported that the 4 clock faces on the famous Big Ben clock tower would be replaced by digital numeral readouts. Many people called in to complain before it was revealed that the whole thing was a big hoax. In 1978, a wealthy adventurer returned from Antarctica to Australia towing a large iceberg with the intention of selling chunks of the ice to locals. This turned out to be an elaborate hoax. In 1998, the fast food chain Burger King released an advertising campaign to promote a new product, the left-handed hamburger. Amazingly, thousands of people fell for the prank by showing up at burger outlets asking for one of the left-handed meals. In 1976, British astronomer Patrick Moore announced on BBC Radio that the planets Pluto and Jupiter would align in such a way that here on Earth people would experience a change in the Earth's gravitational pull whilst jumping up and down. Amazingly, the BBC received calls from listeners purporting to have floated around the room. In 1962, Swedish television viewers were told that if they stretched a pair of ladies' tights over their TV screens, the black and white picture would become colour. Of course, it was all a hoax. TV viewers in Sweden had to wait another 8 years before they could really see broadcasts in colour. So, what are the origins of April Fool's Day? Well, it depends on who you ask. There are many stories surrounding the reasons why we play tricks on April the 1st. Ironically, most of the stories surrounding April Fool's Day are made up. The first written reference of April Fool's Day appears in Geoffrey Chaucer's The Canterbury Tales, published in 1392. Where a mix-up with the wording of the dates refers to there being 32 days in March. Another origin, albeit an unlikely one, occurred in France when the Gregorian calendar was adopted in 1564, which meant that from there on the new year would be celebrated on January the 1st and not at the end of March. Those who continued to celebrate after the change on April the 1st were labelled as fools. Other theories are that the date refers to the Roman festival of Hilaria, or a revolt against Christianity, when an annual day of chaos took place as a protest organised by the worshippers of demigods. In all honesty, it would be fair to say that there is no definitive reason why April Fool's Day really exists. April Fool's Day is also known as All Fool's Day in some places. To many people, the act of playing pranks and hoaxing others for fun seems childish and infantile. However, this has not stopped people from fooling each other with their creative shenanigans. Have you ever played an April Fool's joke on anyone? Have you ever been the victim of an April Fool's hoax? Did you fall for it? In this instance, to fall for something means that you were taken in or fooled by the hoax or prank. You were made to look stupid. You were made a sucker of. You were made to look a fool. Quite the April Fool, if you will. Today's key words: prank, to play a trick or to fool someone with a practical joke. Hoax, a form of joke where someone pretends that something will or has happened. Instance, the occurrence of something or an example of something occurring. There you go. That is why we have April Fool's Day. To be honest with you, no one really knows why we have it. We are back. Oh, there you are. Hi everyone, welcome back. I am with you for a few more minutes and then I will disappear like magic. But I will reappear on Sunday at 2 p.m. UK time. And Mr. Steve, hopefully, we are keeping our fingers crossed that Mr. Steve will be 100% on Sunday. So hopefully he will be with us as well. Mika mentions another April Fool's joke that was done by the BBC when they said that spaghetti grew on trees. I remember that. Yes, I think it was a very long time ago. I want to say the 1960s. I think it was quite a long time ago that happened. But yes, they did a short documentary about a place where spaghetti grew on small bushes. And there are even people walking around taking the spaghetti from the trees, from the small bushes that are around a certain field. Of course, it was all a hoax. It was a joke. It was something done for April Fool's Day. So look out tomorrow. Beware, just in case someone decides to play a trick on you. Have you ever been caught out on April Fool's Day? Have you ever been caught out by an April Fool's joke? Let me know, please, on the live chat if you have. I have to say I have been caught out a couple of times. Nothing too serious. I was able to keep my honour. I was able not to look too foolish. But yes, I have in the past. I've fallen for it. Quite often every year, YouTube, normally on April Fool's Day, they will try to create some sort of joke. I remember a few years ago, YouTube was offering everything on YouTube that has ever been published. And you could actually sort of buy it on DVD. So I think that was quite a few years ago. Maybe 10 years ago, when people were still using DVDs. But these days, of course, you wouldn't do it. But yes, they were playing a joke, and I think every year YouTube normally creates some sort of joke. There are a lot of people at the moment complaining on Twitter because apparently everyone will have to pay to use Twitter if they want to have their little blue check mark. So if you want to have your verified account on Twitter, everyone will have to pay for it. However, some people are saying that this is also an April Fool's joke. I'm not sure. We will find out tomorrow whether or not it is just an April Fool's joke. We will see what happens. There are, of course, ways of describing something that is a joke. You might say that it is funny. Humorous. I like that word, by the way. Humorous. If something is humorous, it means it is funny. Something that you find funny or amusing. I like that word, amusing. Something that amuses you is something that you find humorous, funny. Something that is light-hearted. So here is another interesting phrase here. Light-hearted. If something is light-hearted, it means it is not being done in a serious way. You might describe it as something that is light-hearted, something fun, something funny. Of course, a person might play a joke on another person. They might tell a joke. For example, we have one of our regular viewers here on my YouTube channel, Vitas, will often tell jokes to us. So a joke, something that you are doing that is not to be taken seriously. It is a joke. We also have the word prank as well. This is something that happens quite a lot on YouTube. These days, a lot of people like to film themselves playing a prank on someone else. And then, of course, we have the word hoax. This is a word that can be used in many ways. It can be a serious word, or it can be a word that's used to describe a joke of some sort. Hoax. Something that is done, something that is said, something that is made to appear real, but in fact it is not. It is a hoax. Something that you are being told is real, but in fact later on you find out that it wasn't. It was just a hoax. It was not real. And of course, if you find something funny, you might have a laugh. There are many ways of describing laughter, and it all depends on what type of laugh it is. For example, you might titter. Titter. Titter is a tiny laugh, a little laugh. Titter. You might chuckle. Chuckle. You might laugh. Laugh is a generic term for anything a person is doing to show that they are amused by something. Laugh. You laugh out loud. You have a laugh. You find something funny. Also, we have the word chortle. Chortle is a strange word, and it describes a type of laughter where you are enjoying a joke. Yes. Oh, yes, that's very funny. Chortle. And then, finally, we have the strongest laugh of all. We call this the guffaw. A guffaw means you laugh out loud. You laugh so much you can't stop yourself from laughing. You laugh out loud. You laugh with a roar. You laugh with a lot of energy. Guffaw is the word I was using there. So there are many ways of describing a joke, many ways of expressing it. And don't forget, tomorrow is April Fool's Day. Do not get caught out. If a person tells you something and maybe it seems too amazing or maybe something you can't believe, perhaps that person is trying to trick you. They are trying to make you an April Fool. That is almost it from me for today. That is almost it. It's almost time for me to go. But of course, I will be back with you on Sunday, we are back on Sunday together at 2 p.m. UK time. So don't worry, I am back with you and I will be with you from 2 p.m. Hopefully Mr. Steve will be here as well if he feels well. I think he will be here on Sunday. I can't imagine Mr. Steve wanting to miss all of this. Can you? I will leave you now as we approach 3 o'clock here in the UK. I hope you've enjoyed the past hour. Something different for a Friday. I don't normally appear on Friday. Maybe I will do it again in the future. We will see what happens. This is Mr. Duncan saying thank you very much for watching. Thank you for joining me today. If you want to get in touch, you can. There is my email address. And you can follow me also on Facebook. And I am also on Instagram as well. And if you want to make a donation to help my work continue, don't forget I do all of this for free. It costs you nothing. If you want to make a donation, please feel free to do so at that address. Thank you in advance. See you on Sunday. This is Mr. Duncan saying thanks a lot. See you soon. Thank you, Florence. Thank you, Jefferson. Thank you also to Beatrice, Christina, also Crostina. Hello, Crostina. Nice to see you here as well. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Alexander. Thank you also, Beatrice. Thank you, Lewis, and also Claudia. I didn't find out what you were cooking today, Claudia. I will check the live stream chat later on because I think I may have missed it. See you on Sunday. This is Mr. Duncan saying thanks for watching. See you later. And of course, until the next time we meet here, you know what's coming next. Yes, you do. Stay happy, stay safe, keep that smile upon your face. And of course, ta-ta for now.